Here are my top 5 episodes of Gravity Falls, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Obvious spoilers for all of Gravity Falls gonna happen here, so if you've not seen Gravity Falls, don't watch this. This is part 3, so go look at my channel for parts 1 and 2. The most, emotional scenes, and it makes everything make sense, and everything, in the previous episode of the show becomes so much more emotional, even to the fact of Stan being obsessed with money after he kicks out of the house and his dad says, don't come back until you've made us a fortune, and the scene of Ford going into the portal is so well done, and seeing this after the previous episode of you doubting Stan, potentially, and it being said of you doubting Stan potentially made you think that he may be up to something bad, and now you seeing his tragic backstory and seeing how hard he's worked 30 years, he's been working to get his brother back. And it's just so fantastically done, and really introducing the character of Ford, even though he showed up at the very end of the last episode. You really introducing him to it, and getting emotionally attached to him just in this one episode is done really well. And also this episode, I really like it because it makes it where if you're showing someone Gravity Falls the first time, it makes it where it makes you want to show them the shorts as well, that instead of just watching the episodes, because the payback of seeing where his tattoo comes from, his quote-unquote tattoo comes from, is an amazing payoff that you don't get unless you watch the Gravity Falls shorts, so I really like that. And this episode really is just, it fully is the ultimate payoff of all the mysteries that you had throughout the entire show, and it's just so masterfully done. It's very close to being the best episode of the show, but there is one that I say is better. And that episode is Season 2, Episode 11, Not What He Seems. The back-to-back of Not What He Seems and A Tale of Two Stands are what make this show go from, just a really good, well-written cartoon to one of the greatest shows of all time. Not What He Seems is a masterfully, perfectly written episode. When you rewatch it, it becomes even better, At the beginning, when Stan is playing with fireworks and water balloons with Dipper and Mabel, he goes, you twins really get along really well. Not everybody can say that. Oh my god, it's so well written that every rewatch, it seems like it gets better, and you notice more things. The tension building throughout the entire episode, especially signified by the gravitational anomalies getting more and more, and signifying the tension going higher and higher as the countdown goes down. Even little moments like Seuss. Like I said, I love London's Game and Seuss's backstory, and him seeing Stan as a father figure, him going in front of the vending machine, going, go to the vending machine, my life, get legally adopted by Stan, changed into Stan Jr. It's a fantastic moment. Literally every joke in this episode hits so perfectly and is so well done, and it really shows in this episode just the difference in Dipper and Mabel's personality, how well that's done, of Dipper being the more logical, intelligent, and Mabel being more emotionally intelligent, and it all culminates in this fantastic final scene of Dipper and Mabel, both with differing viewpoints. Mabel not really having a different viewpoint, just being the most conflicted, and the decision on whether or not to press the button as the countdown reaches 0, and it's such an intense moment, and finally just the words by Mabel, I trust you, make this episode, talk about a heart out of chest moment. It is such a fantastic moment in the series, and it's really hard out of chest moment. It is one of the best moments you will ever have by watching television. I also love that the last words that made Mabel trust him were that Uncle Stan says to Mabel before she says, I trust you, are, Mabel, please. After in Boss Mabel, it's the one word he couldn't say. He can never say please, and when he does, Mabel knows that he's telling the truth, and she trusts him. And then the final reveal of Ford coming out, and all the secrets being revealed then in the next episode, it all comes together, and these two episodes, leading to the last stretch of the show, I think really make the show, it really elevated it from just another fantastically written kids show to one of the greatest shows ever made. But yeah, what do you think?